Hey everyone, we are going to go over number 3 and 4 on the announcements page, which is based on creating a hook. So I do have a document to walk you through this. I'll post this to Blackboard as well. So we're going to start off by discussing what is a hook, and it's an important part of your introduction, and it's actually the very first sentence or two of your introduction that is intended to really grab the reader's attention and make you want to keep reading. So a lot of students are not really sure how to go about this. So these are the top 4 ways that you can do this. You'll see these in other textbooks as well. So the first one is using a famous quote, providing a statistic because numbers are always powerful. You can pose a question, any related question that you want to make, or a strong or surprising statement. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through and give you an example of each one. And to do that, we're going to be using the pretend topic of we're writing an essay on the disadvantages of social media. Okay. So with this topic, I'm going to start off with the quote. So I already did a little bit of research just to expedite the video and not torture you guys with watching me navigate through Google. But when I look for a quote, I truly just go to a Google search, famous quotes on the disadvantages of social media, and I see what comes up. A lot of times you'll see the very first thing that shows up is not necessarily the best one, or it has no author or source. But as you scroll down, you'll see a lot of these have sources, and that's what you want. Okay. Just another like little, I guess it's a personal preference, but maybe you'll like it too. Sometimes I set this on images because I find it easier and cleaner to look at. So you can scroll through here, and if you see something you like, grab it and put it in your essay as long as you have that source. Okay. I'm just going to go back here because I did see one that I liked. So let's say I lost it. There it is. Let's say we're going to use this one. Okay. I like this one, I guess, because sometimes I feel this way. Oops. Sorry, so you guys can actually see that. Let me get rid of this. Social media addiction is a silent killer of productivity. If that's the direction of your essay, you could use something like that. So this is perfect. The quotations and the citation here at the end is perfect. That's how you would want to do it. But just also know that if you want to structure it like this and say Cal Newport says, or according to Cal Newport, okay, put your quote, blah, 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 and close your quote. You're also welcome to use that format as well. Okay. All right. So that's how you would go about searching for a quote, or at least that's my recommendation. As for a statistic, similar. It's very similar. Okay. So again, I would jump into a Google search, change quotes to statistics, and see what comes up. So I openly admit there's no way I have time to read all of these articles, searching for some kind of good statistic. So I'm just going to open this one. I scroll. I scroll and I look for numbers. And if that statistic looks good and it connects with what I'm saying and I like it and it's a good source, this is a good one. Brown Health Pew Center is also good. Then go ahead and copy paste this into your essay, and again, always include the source. Um, you can also go back. Just show you something really quick. A bunch of graphs will always pop up. You are welcome to use these graphs, but you would obviously have to explain it in your own words, the interpretation of the graph or the statistic. Okay. So, for example, this is a good one here. And it's the very first sentence, too, that just really pops out. But you're like, oh, this is a great statistic. I'm going to use it. Okay. Go ahead and copy that. This comes from, as I was saying, the Pew Research Center. Great source. You can use that. So you're going to go about this the same way. You can put it in quotes because again, it's not your words. Okay. And you can do the same thing. Put it in parentheses, Pew Research Center, close it, You can do it like that. And you can also do what I recommended up above. You can say, according to the Pew Research Center, 64% of Americans, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So both are correct. You guys go about that, whichever way you prefer. All right. So these two are the ones that usually require a little bit of research. A question is usually is easier because you're creating it really. So you could say something like, do you feel, oops, do you feel like social media has, let's just say, a more negative or positive impact on society? And I'm spelling everything wrong again. Okay. So short and simple. And I don't think I mentioned this up above when I was talking about the four, but you can combine these. So you're welcome to use two or three of these. It's a great way to build your intro. So you could say something like, do you feel like social media has a more negative or positive impact on society? And then you can jump into this statistic here. That's a great way to begin your essay. Okay. Okay. A statement. So this could be a strong statement. This could be a surprising statement. You could say something like, if this is true for you, I never use social media. This would be surprising because most people do. You could say, I never use social media. And you could, again, jump into this particular statistic. Honestly, you can combine them all. It all works. Okay. It's a good way to be creative. You could also say something a little more neutral. Let me just move this up here so I'm staying on one page. You could say social media is incredibly. Ooh. Oh my goodness, everybody. You just watched me butcher that word. Social media is incredibly popular. However, it has a lot of negative impacts. Okay. All right. I just tortured you guys with that last sentence. I'm sorry. That's because I'm on my husband's small, tiny MacBook. Okay. So these are, all the four ways that you can use them. Some essays, one might work better than another. Like I said before, you can use all of them. But this is just a good way to really begin that introduction. Okay. Which I think sometimes is the hardest part of your essay. Okay. So you're going to use this. I'm going to jump back into our course. Okay. You'll watch this video and you're going to apply what you learned to, let me jump into week 3 here. Okay. Where did I put it? There it is. Okay. Sorry. So you're going to apply it to this particular essay topic, which is owning a pet has many benefits. So you will need 4 hook sentences in total based off this topic, one for each method. So 1 quote, 1 statistic, 1 question, 1 surprising statement. Okay. And I'll put that document in here that I just went over with as well to help you guys out. Okay. Hope this helps.